What's up guys, JJ here, and today we're going to unbox and review this Marineland Magniflow canister filter. So stay tuned. So the Marineland Magniflow series is a series of canister filters and 3 different sizes that cover 30-gallon tanks all the way up to 100-gallon tanks. Today we're unboxing the Marineland 220, which is the medium size. So there you can see the Marineland Magniflow 220 canister filter. Filters up to 220 gallons per hour, rated for up to 55-gallon tanks. I'm actually kind of pressing my luck here because I'm going to see what it does on a 75. And if it doesn't work the way I want it on my 75, I'll move it to my other cichlid tank. Alright, so let's open this bad boy up. Okay, directions, that's a good start. No, that's just the replacement parts list. So I did read some reviews and I think this is important here. So stop, the enclosed rubber seal must be installed prior to operation. Okay, so see that in bold print? All the bad reviews that I saw in this were people talking and complaining about leaks, but I'm going to assume that they didn't read this first step, this very bold. Okay, so refer to the diagram below for rubber seal placement and location. Begin by turning motor head upside down and starting at the corner with the intake pipe. Place rubber seal into the channel. Okay, directions. Let's get this unboxed and start putting it together. Okay, so I actually like the size. It's not too big, but should be big enough to have a good amount of filter media in it. We'll get that open in a second. Anything else in here? And then this box is... Okay, so we got our hoses and fittings in this box. And more directions. And really, I did read some reviews before purchasing, and it was like all 5-star reviews or 1-star reviews. There's no in between. It was either this filter works great or it leaked. And from what I'm looking at, I'm guessing the leaks might have come from people not reading the directions. So let's make sure we get this right. So to start off, I'm looking very closely for the rubber seal that must be installed prior to operation. They make that very clear that that's important, and I'm not seeing it yet. Alright, there we go. We found the rubber gasket. Now we're in business and we can start putting this together. So let's take a look at how the filtration's set up. We've got 3 levels of filtration here. We've got our water polishing pad. We've got some bio rings, some biological media. We've got some carbon bags, and we've got some like sponges for more mechanical filtration. When we open it up, they're in the trays just like that. Boom, your biological, chemical. Wait. No, that's more biological. Those are like bio balls. Then we've got our chemical filtration and more mechanical filtration. Alright, so going through the steps, we've got check for all the parts, which we did. Thankfully, we finally found that big rubber gasket. Step number 2 is open this up and take all the media out. So I guess we will go ahead and take that out. We're going to unpack that and rinse everything off. Be right back. Okay, we're all rinsed, and there definitely was some dust and debris on the biological media. So good thing we've got that all rinsed off of there. We won't have any cloudiness, hopefully, as we get started. And now we can put that all back the way we had it. So our next step is to whip out the sealing gasket. And we're going to put it inside this rim here on the head. We're going to pop that right down into it. So there's a key here. You got to get it twisted the right way and then twist it back to lock it in. And then we pop it all down And it should be good to go there. And after that, we've just got to put on the intake and outtake hoses and all those connecting pieces, which should be pretty simple. And then we will set it up in the aquarium. Alright, so our intake and outtake are hooked up. They're run through to the canister filter. Now all we've got to do is pump it till it's primed. And this is kind of a stiff pump. And then once we know we have water flowing through the whole system, we plug it in and it should be good to go. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can hear the water running now, but it's pumped and primed. We want to pump it until we've got that siphon going and filling up our canister. Now I can pop this back in the cabinet and plug it in. And there we go. Everything's pumping just fine. We're looking like we're in good shape. Now, I think this actually will be cool to see. I've let my tank get a little dirty because I didn't want to put my hands in there too much because we've got these little guys going around. So I haven't changed the water in like 2 weeks, and I haven't cleaned out my other filter, the internal filter that we're replacing. So it's been pretty dirty. We kind of need a water change, but I'm going to let this filter go for 24 hours and we'll see how much clearer the water looks. And there we go. Alright, water's looking clear, everything's good. Now the moment of truth. Every review had complaints about drips. Let's check the connections on the hose, check the valves, look underneath. Everything's good. So that was my setup and initial reaction for the Marineland Magniflow canister filter. My initial impressions are, so far so good. Everything seems to be working well. It wasn't super complicated to get everything in the right place and to get it running. And I did read reviews before I purchased, and every review I read that was not a good review was about leaks. And if you read the directions, it's very simple. They're clear that if you don't do this, you don't put this seal here, then you will have a leak problem. And they also tell you in the directions that you should replace your seal, the big gasket, once a year, which I believe this is under warranty, so they should be able to send it to you with no problem. So anything that I've heard negative is probably due to that. So far, I think everything's all right. So hopefully this helps you make your decision, or if you made a decision and needed some help setting up, I hope that helped you with that also. And if it did, don't forget that like button and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys in the next one.